Tonight's episode begins with a warning. And no, it's not a content warning necessarily, because we all know why we're here. True crime is by nature gruesome, and tonight, this is an unintended consequences warning. A how does all this true crime I'm addicted to affect my mental state warning. While we're listeners and digesters of true crime content, there are some stories that affect us differently than others. It's a sliver of a comparison to what happened with the FBI agent tasked with dissecting the particulars of this case. A case so horrific, twisted, and depraved that proved to be too much. Tonight's episode is just a teaser, but sometimes the foreplay can be just as stimulating. Wow, we've hit over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I haven't been posting shit on there.
Like, it's kind of amazing how we keep getting more and we don't put anything on there.
What up, everybody? Live chat land.
I'm sure we'll get a few joiners in just a few minutes.
Are you doing the housekeeping stuff?
Well, we do have a new taco to welcome and thank for joining. Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
Thanks for joining.
Yes, thanks for joining, Andrea.
As well as, I can't remember if I shouted Jessica out as well. So apologies, Jessica, if we missed you, but wanted to make sure we got you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica and Andrea. Andrea and Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
I think what else we got? So we were talking about our schedule. What up, Darren?
Hey, Darren.
So again, no live stream on the 26th, but I think we're like pretty set with that. So we just need to figure out when we are recording. We could record Monday night, even though I'm working.
Let's give away this raffle. Raffle. So this is from last week.
All right, this week's winner. Brrr.
All right, winner selection. How many winners do you want? Well, only one.
One.
Fucking broke. Let me see. Choose winners now. Here we go. Boom. Bria. See, Bria.
Oh, she had 3 entries? Yeah,
She left
that's
3
right.
comments. Yeah, so she left 3 comments. That's probably, I mean, that's not why she won. It's automatic. But so basically it raffles off and you get 3 tickets. For every comment you leave, you get a ticket. So Bria, you won. And last time was Coral.
Mm-hmm.
So Bria, and she's a good friend, Tacos Primo. So I'll send that out to you, Bria. Thank you so much for all the comments.
This is for whom?
This is for
Andrea.
No, it's for Jessica.
Jessica.
Okay. This is for Jessica. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
Malibu? Yeah, I mixed it with some Bacardi.
Not
I should
a
have just
good,
poured that in here.
not a good
That's
mix,
why I
man.
wanted to do it, because
Not a good mix. So we did 2 episodes last week. This one was a Trey Sessler one. D requested Emmett Till.
Oh,
my
wow.
God, dude. Are you... What is y'all's problem, man? I am not...
That's a big case.
Well, yeah, it's fucking sad. I mean, we just did the Joe
Yeah.
Arity case. What the hell? Andrea says, hey guys, first time listener, first time texter, but I love y'all. Jen's my favorite.
Thanks, Andre.
Emma J, I forgot about Mr. Anime Strange Bean. What is that sign she did? What is that? Is that like
It's the male symbol.
That's cool.
Julie
No,
says,
that's a female symbol. It was a female symbol. I get those confused sometimes.
Oh, Julie says, hi guys, I'm a first grade teacher and a mother of 3 teenage kids. I currently live in Minnesota, but grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. I stumbled upon this podcast and fell in love with John. Oh my God, y'all are seeing this too. I didn't
No.
put this in there.
It is there.
Oh my God. I'm just going to read this slow.
Savor every moment.
His sense of humor and accent reminds me of all the old Southern boys I used to hang out around with. Well, that I don't know if I like that or not. My daughter says John is my radio crush. Oh,
Aww.
keep up the good work. I look forward to each new episode. Melanie, how did you change your freaking icon, dude? Even I can't figure out how to change my icon. It's a website that I own. What the fuck? Melanie says, great ep as always, makes one almost afraid of your own kids. Did Jen fall asleep? She was so quiet at the end. Yes, she did fall asleep.
I didn't fall asleep.
Yes, you did. Because people in live chat said the same thing. She also requested Bonnie Horniak. Thanks for being so committed to making this the dopest podcast.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Feels so cool.
Oh, here's our friend from our live show, Sheena, the one that was in the Army.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, John, great job on the episode. I hope you guys come back to Greenville,
That was a great
South Carolina.
show.
John is my favorite because he's U.S. prior Army idiots have to stick together because us prior Army idiots. Yeah, so she was, you remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Army
I sure do.
lady.
And there's Bria.
Oh, there's
our winner.
Bria says, you guys crack me up when talking about truth or consequences. My brother lived in Las Cruces where the bowling...
Truth or consequence. Such a sad bet to have been lost.
Okay, one more. I'm going to go. The other episode that we did wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to lie. I actually said it wasn't my favorite in this. But, I mean, we had to do it because it was related. Marty leaves some good comments when he's not being mean. This is kind of long, but it's on there if you want to see it. Oh, he says, I can't wait. I eagerly await the dramatic reading of the welcome message, which we're going to read tonight. And then I said, yup, who should read the message? Should there be music? So much potential for the complete audio experience. And then he says, if anyone other than Nicole reads the welcoming message, my year will be ruined.
Aw.
So a lot of people really want the freaking message to be read by Nicole.
Which message?
Like the
You'll
opening.
see. You'll see. Well, it's not going to be our opening. And then also somebody requested me to do an update on the Delphi murders. I'll do that.
Oh, yes, I did hear about that.
I'll do that next. Is there an update?
There was an update.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
What
I would
was it?
love us to do that.
I don't remember.
I didn't.
Because I saw update and I was like, oh, cannot look at this.
I did not even freaking do that, and I'll do it next time. I'm sorry.
Somi was asking if we have watched the Raincoat Killer Netflix documentary. No, we have not watched it. Did you, Somi?
But we did
Let
that.
us know what you think.
We did that
Yeah.
episode, though.
Yeah, Sami, send us some more South Korean episodes. I know you got some good ones out there.
Tia wants us to do the Happy Face Killers. Remember when we started to watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sami, thanks for being such a dedicated fan, man. All the way over there in South Korea. One love. It's Korea, heart, America. Or South Korea, heart, America.
Not the other one. I don't think they like us too much.
Oh, shit. So, oh, fuck. All right. Are you guys ready
Wolfie
to
says,
do this?
I hope one day I can go to a live show if y'all ever do them again.
Oh, I don't know if we'll make it to California. That'd be one brutal car ride.
Yeah, Murphy wouldn't.
I don't think we'll make it. There would be another murder to report on Talk Murder to Me.
It would be mine. I would be the victim.
So, tonight we have a crazy story. This is going to be more of a teaser.
A teaser?
Episode, and here's why. I want to do a whole week of this particular story, but there's two stories that we've already done that I've got to put out this week. The Sugar Babe and the Ryan Waller case. If I don't, I'm going to end up deleting the freaking audio files, and then we'll never have them.
Purposefully or
No,
by
an accident. Because I've done that before, like a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
And that's scary to me because right now, like I had to take the audio files out of the trash can in my computer, and I was like, and I had labeled them, don't delete this. So that's not fucking a great idea. Anyway, so I'm going to release those two episodes this week, plus this one we're about to do now. We are covering the Toy Box Killers this week. Next week will be a complete week of Toy Box. Toy Box.
Kind of works out well for Christmas,
yeah, so
right?
I was just thinking.
Yeah. So, hey, what's up, Lee?
What's up, Lee?
I got it. How about...
I do have a Christmas related request, but you've never done them.
I forgot my ornaments again. I found them yesterday.
Okay.
How about every episode we do, we'll give Jen a present and she can open it related to the story you're about to read, and you'll understand why.
Kind of like that time you had me open that box and it was that creepy baby doll.
Can I just tell you how awkward that was to return at Kohl's? It was almost as awkward. I put it in a non-see-through bag so they couldn't. I know that they saw the label, but I was like, at least they can't see the doll. Almost as awkward as when I had to return the dog collar with the leash and the Twilight t-shirt. I was just like, oh my God, this return person thinks I'm nutso.
You like that?
No, I don't.
Tell us about Truth and Consequences.
What kind of a town name is that? Better than hell, I guess.
No, so on the book I read, they were interviewing the... I mean, I haven't told you the story yet, but it's a crazy story. Anyway, they were interviewing one of the residents, and he said something like, what'd he say?
He lives in TNC? Is that their nickname?
No, he said something like, I would never expect this to happen in Truth and Consequences. And then the author was like, something like, of course it happened here. Where the fuck else would it happen? I mean, your town name. Tell us about it, D. Tell us about Truth and Consequences. T and C.
T or C, I guess, technically. T or C.
Truth or Consequences.
T and C is terms and conditions.
Oh, yeah.
For those.
There's a lot of places to hide bodies there, I'm telling you. There's a lot of caves, and I've never been to New Mexico, but there's a lot of caves down there. And there's one resident I was reading about that had spent almost his whole life looking for gold. Not gold. It was this hidden treasure that was supposed to be in one of these cave systems, because the FBI actually contacted him to see where he has been, to see if he had seen any bodies. And they did bring out a burlap sack full of bones, but they turned out to be bones of wolves.
Oh.
But so they surmised that the person we're talking about tonight were doing satanic rituals in this cave system, and that's why they had the wolves. But they were looking for a lot of bodies that this dude has been freaking dumping everywhere.
Not too far from Elephant Butte Lake.
Elephant Butte.
That reminds me of the elephant graveyard from Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a sad movie.
Mm.
Wait, no, it wasn't.
Yes,
it was.
Nala was so hot. I used to have a crush on Nala.
Yuck. Ew. I can't marry her. She's my friend. Yeah, it'd be so weird.
Oh, shit. All right. Here's how I'm going to... Dee's going to fucking hate me when I say this. Here's how I'm going to describe Truth or Consequences, where we're going tonight. Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto 5?
No.
Okay, for everyone out there that has, there's this guy... I think his name is Randy. He is, or something. He is a total fucking redneck.
Randy. Isn't that your favorite character on South Park?
Hold on. GTA 5 characters. Let me see. Anyway, he lives in a New Mexico type area, and it reminds me, because I was looking at the Google Earth through Truth or Consequences. The scenery is literally verbatim from the video game. Completely the same. And that's really not a good thing, because this dude is... Oh, let me see. The guy's name is Trevor. Trevor Phillips is his name. He is a mentally unstable redneck and bank robber.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Are you going to show us a picture?
It's going to be a picture of the video game.
Let me show you.
How much you want to bet?
Yeah, let me show you the fucking thing right quick. This is Truth or Consequences. This is Truth or Consequences right here. Is that pretty accurate, D? She's gonna fucking...
Can she see this?
Unsubscribe. Shit.
Can she see the screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think she can. So this is the Google Earth of Truth or Consequences.
It's actually pretty. I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, all right, fuck it. Let's get on this. So tonight we're actually starting with this lady right here. Can you describe her?
She probably looks like she's like 40-ish, I would say.
Yeah.
Looks like she's in like a tool shed or something. I can't tell.
Yeah, I guess it does look like a tool shed. Does it count? It kind of looks like a toy box.
Well, I don't know what a toy box looks like.
Okay, so who you're looking at now?
You never had a toy box as a kid?
But like this is life size.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like I had a toy chest, I guess. A lot of stuffed animals when I was a kid.
Same.
Like, is that a cubby? Like, look at it.
It looks like looks like she got some rubber gloves back there.
No, I mean, like, see how like behind, it's like looks like a little door, maybe.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It looks like there's a mirror in there.
By the way, we're drinking Jen's Christmas rum punch that she made. She had an ugly Christmas sweater party last night. Jen, tell us what's in the drink.
Malibu, cranberry juice, pineapple juice, and ginger ale.
It's delightful.
This is Patty Rust right here. She's an FBI agent. So she's in the toy box right now. She is an FBI agent, and this what you're looking at is the
torture chamber?
The torture chamber that after they caught David Parker Ray and his girlfriend Cindy Hindy in 1999, which we're going to talk about.
Wait, her name was Cindy Hindy?
Yeah, Cindy Hindy.
That's unfortunate for her.
Kind of great. I mean, it's a good name, Cindy Hindy.
It's a perfect name for someone living in truth or consequences.
I feel like she probably was made fun of a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Once they were arrested, and I'm going to show you how they were found out and everything here in a second, but they found this toy box, and there's not just the toy box. There's other things. There's the Satan's Den. This is going to be a whole freaking thing, so you guys don't worry. But anyway, this right here is the toy box. An FBI agent, Patricia Rust, she has the duty, being an FBI agent, on this case of, and I'm going to read this. This is from the FBI report. She was tasked with detailed drawings and diagrams of every item inside. The torture collection of David Ray, a pornography addicted killer.
Oh boy.
So this is some of the things in the toy box.
Oh dear.
Oh no. That's like, oh no.
She was tasked to. And so her job.
Oh God.
I don't like this already.
For 5 days straight, they sent her in there to not only document everything, but also create like redrawings of everything as well. And basically to just figure out what everything is. And I don't know why they had her redraw these things and how they were used. This is weird. They made her draw figures, like a female figure being tortured by all of these different instruments. I guess the FBI had a protocol that they had to do that because if you see a regular pair of pliers, so if you see a regular pair of pliers, she's actually drawing it being used and stuff. So she is spending
is she like she's an artist that found the path of like
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I literally could not, and there's no newspapers even showing her death. Oh shit, I told you she dies. Anyway, forget that. There's nothing that shows much about her at all. You can't really find anything on this
about the FBI agent.
About the FBI agent. She is going through and documenting. You see all the chains and everything else.
Straps.
Yes.
Pliers. I saw like surgical scissors.
Yep.
Stirrups.
Oh, what is that?
Oh dear.
Yeah. What is a stirrup? I saw that. I didn't know what it was.
It's something you stick your foot in.
Yeah, okay, so like a stirrup when you're riding a horse, like that would also be a stirrup.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
And
right.
at the gynecologist, it's the things you put your feet on
So
while
that they
you're
can
at the
get a
table.
clear look.
Yeah.
Oh, of your vagines?
Yeah. Correct. You put your feet up in the stirrups.
Let's see if I can make this bigger for you guys. I want you to see all of the torture things.
There's a lot of things in here. This is very cluttered.
Yeah.
This is more cluttered than our garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got medical gloves in there, duct tape. I mean, this looks like an actual work shed.
Not really. Is that a big dildo strap hanging from there?
I don't know. Jen's going to tell us all about that here in a little bit.
Yeah. Correct.
Oh.
Ooh.
So,
God.
My
there's
God.
There's our circle saw.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Okay, so for some reason, guys, and I think the FBI did not want this to be put out because I have no idea why they would task this woman to go do this. But
so are we saying this like put her in danger?
All right, so this happens in 1999, and Patricia Rust, as I said before, she was preparing detailed drawings and diagrams of every item inside. So you saw all the items. I mean, you can see them there, all the trinkets and the whatever. So for whatever reason, she was drawing all these as a woman would be tortured with each item. So a little bit more about her. Patricia Rust, she was a former captain in the U.S. Army and an experienced FBI agent with a degree in criminology, end quote. So she is very adept and qualified for doing this. So for 5 days, she is in this torture box, this toy box.
That's terrible.
And so she is drawing out all these items, and it's not only that she had to draw them out, but there were videotapes found. And no, they are not public. I've looked everywhere. They are not public. I believe these things are going to be sealed up forever. But there were videotapes of the tortures that went on in the toy box.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, I'm actually glad that that's not public because I would not want to watch that.
I don't want to see that.
well, so here's the thing. And there were a lot of torture videos. We talked about this on the Three Guys, One Hammer video.
Mm-hmm.
And David Parker Ray, the one that I'm going to show you, the one who owned the toy box, actually claimed that he was selling these tapes to, people that could afford them. And it's most likely people there around Truth or Consequences that could buy these tapes.
Because he's selling them out of like the trunk of his car. This is
No. You have he's been doing this for 40 years. 40 years he's been doing this. So you build up a clientele, and the way he was saying it, and we'll go into this in the next episode, but it
kind of reminds me of the one with that's associated with the Josh Duggar case.
Yeah, the Peter Scully one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Rust, she had to watch all these videotapes, and there were a lot. Now, one of the reasons that the FBI might not be releasing the tapes, or they didn't release them at the time, is because they're so horrific. Now, keep this in mind. They're so horrific. And I'll also tell you that they didn't really find any of the victims here, with these. And a lot of them are alive, and they may not. We're going to talk about it, but a lot of the women went through this torture ritual for months, and they don't know that they did it at all.
Like as in they were brainwashed?
He has more than one survivor?
Oh, yeah. He's been doing this for 40 years.
But he wasn't killing them.
I know. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, he is a serial killer from what everyone surmises. And what I was saying is there's a lot of places to hide bodies around there. You can hide them in the cavern, or you can hide them in the cave system. You can hide them in Elephant Butte. And what I was saying about the catfishes, they're so big that they will just gnaw up the human body real quick.
Yeah.
Plus, he had a really good way, is very smart, a way of actually keeping the body sunk to the bottom of the ocean. And where do catfishes feed?
Well, you
They're
mean
bottom feeders.
You mean the pond?
Oh, the pond. Oh, the Elephant Butte Lake, which is about 4 miles long.
It's a big lake.
Yeah, it's huge. So you can't drain that bitch.
Nope.
It's 4 fucking miles. So, but he had concocted this amazing freaking way of ensuring that the body sink to the bottom and stay there. And we're going to talk about that. But anyway, I'm getting off track. There's a lot of these videos, and one of the reasons the FBI may not have wanted them to be released is because they're so horrific, they're so terrible that, and if they don't actually have evidence besides the videotape, you may have a good defense attorney say that, yeah, it's great special effects, but they're fake. Now, they're not fake at all, but you can't actually prove it if, you can't find any bodies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Plus, you don't know who these women are. So at the end of the day, a good defense attorney could say, yeah, it's camera work, man,
That's, I don't know. That's like, we're talking 1999. Camera, like, sure, I could maybe.
Shrek came out in 2001, so.
But I'm just saying, that's a hard sell for a 1999 special effects for it to look that realistic.
I'm just saying.
Jurassic Park had good special effects.
It
too.
did. Milestone work.
94.
But I don't know. I'm just saying. Devil's advocate here.
No, I agree.
She watched these videos for 5 days. She is documenting everything and drawing.
I hope she went through therapy along with it.
She would document the whips, chains, and this is all directly from the FBI reports. Gigantic dildos. And that one you saw there, that's the starter set. There's one that we're going to go into. It's called Satan's Dick. I think that's going to be the episode title. Oh, no. So it's Devil's Dick. Yeah, that's better.
Devil's Dick.
That thing is... Anyway, so now she drew up these items and submitted them to the evidence recovery team in Albuquerque. In this one video, it shows a woman who is strung up on this bondage table. She's spread eagle, and David Ray is there. He takes out a cattle prod and he puts it inside of her vagina and turns it on. He left it on. He didn't turn it off until, quote, smoke was pouring out from between her legs, end quote. So Patricia Rust is watching this, and she is trying to draw this cattle prod going into this woman's vagina, and then smoke barreling out from that cavity.
So I wonder if she was doing those drawings because maybe those videos would have been too graphic to show in court.
Too graphic, yeah. But I'm telling you, I also saw a report. One of the attorneys said that they were afraid that they're so graphic that they would say they're fake, because no one's going to, the regular people would never torture someone like that. So it's hard to wrap your head around it that someone could do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like it's got to be fake type of shit. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, the woman
JJB Payne, I hear that.
This woman was spread eagle. She was bound up with red nylon straps. And we're going to get into all of the setup here. Don't worry. I'm just kind of overviewing it. This woman, spread eagle, bound with red nylon straps. She was on a black table. She had duct tape on her mouth. She was screaming her best, but, hardly nothing was coming out. And then he leaves the cattle prod on, and then the smoke comes out. And if you want to read this.
The two sadists continued to molest the young woman until blood oozed out of her mouth and ears. A moment later, her head slumped to the side and her body went limp.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they tortured her to death.
They tortured her to death until the cattle prod remained on until blood started spurting out. And it was already completely burning her insides.
Oh my God.
Inside of her. And then her body goes limp. But, is it so horrific that it could be fake? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not fake. These videos are 100% fucking real. Okay, I'm just saying. So I wanted to be able to explain the difference between a cattle prod and a stun gun. I mean, obviously we all know what a cattle prod is, but I wanted to see if there were any big differences in voltage or whatever, or current from that of a stun gun. so you can get an idea. And this is from Quora.com. It's that little answer site. From a Mike Anderson, 25 years as a competitive shooter and a former range officer. He says that a cattle prod and a stun gun, they both work at the same principles, the same mechanics. However, the cattle prod typically has a lower current than a stun gun. However, that's even worse because he says, that being said, the arc of the cattle prod can still burn human flesh, and they have been quite successfully used as torture devices. Enough power to sear the skin, but the target does not lose consciousness. Oh my God. I mean, the fact that, and this is, the question is what makes a stun gun different from a cattle prod? There's nothing about torture or anything. So just the fact that the most upvoted guy mentioned that they're used in torture, can really tell you something. David really just wanted to inflict pain. He didn't want to stun. He didn't want to stun the victims so they'll lose consciousness. He just basically wants to torture them with this stun gun. And like he said, it can burn skin. And that's exactly what happened because you read the smoke coming out. Patricia Rust is watching this video for 5 days. She watches this. She's subjected to it. She's 36 years old, FBI agent, Quantico trained, criminal forensic expert, U.S. Army veteran. She goes home at 36. She gets ready for bed. She makes her bed. She lays in the bed. She is thinking over and over about the last 5 days about these women being tortured. And she can't fall asleep. She's having these not even nightmares. She's insomnia. She cannot get this out of her mind. She goes downstairs. She on the dresser right by the doors, her FBI service handgun, standard issue, Glock 9mm. She unholsters it. She puts it to the side of her head and she pulls the trigger.
Oh my gosh.
She kills herself.
I was not expecting
that.
No,
I wasn't either.
Yeah, most people won't start the story with that. Most people won't even include that. So I'm just saying, most people don't know that. That's what we're going to be reading throughout the week. And that is one of the big reasons I'm not going to force us to sit here and do all of these episodes tonight, because
this is a multi-parter for sure.
Yeah, because Jen, we need, Jen can't handle, she's got a limit. So.
Yeah, but we're gonna need to get real liquored up next week when we record.
Shit. So she killed herself 5 days later. She couldn't, she had a family, mother, father. She was well respected, well loved, and she killed herself because she could. I mean, I don't think anyone. Why would they throw her in the fucking box for 5 days and make her watch these videos and do this? Holy fuck! I mean, I guess she is an FBI agent, but holy
still,
fuck,
I mean, like, and this is during the 90s when this was going on.
1999 is when this happened.
So, I mean, we know a lot more about trauma and trauma response now than we did then, but I feel like they still. I don't even know.
What you're seeing now is the El Paso Times, a newspaper, April 11th, 1999. This is literally the only thing out there about Patricia Rust's suicide. It's almost like the FBI purposely kept this from the media somehow. I don't know why. Maybe it's just to protect the family or whatever. Anyway, and this paper here doesn't even really go into her suicide all that much. It just basically briefs over the, quote, reminder of the difficult lives that law enforcement officers face. And it's a pastor saying it about multiple different law enforcement deaths. And the only snippet here containing Patricia Rust is officers found Patricia Rust dead of what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She was in her mid-30s. The Crimes Against Persons Unit is investigating. Quote, they think the wound was self-inflicted, but that's not official. They won't rule out anything until the autopsy on Monday, end quote. And that is it. You can't find a picture of her anywhere or anything. That one with the cattle prod, that wasn't even the worst. We're going to get into a lot of them. David Parker Ray had become an expert at doing this. He's been doing it, and he claims he's been doing it for 40 years. So he'll do about four 4 women a year, maybe 4 to 6 women a year, keep them there for a couple months, make his tapes, keep them locked up for a few months, make his tapes, and then sell the tapes. No one really knows who he was selling them to, but he says he had. I mean, I do believe he was selling them. You can't prove it, but I also believe that the 3 Guys One Hammer videos, I believe they were trying to sell them as well. You know, I mean,
did the killer have like a day job, or was this his job?
Yeah, we're gonna get into all of that, his background, his MO, or whatever.
Okay.
All right, so this is Cindy Vigil. She is, at the time she was captured, she was 22 years old. She survived. She's actually the reason that that David got caught. I mean, maybe he would have got caught before, but I don't know. He's been doing this for friggin' ever. Anyway, this is where we're actually starting this story with her escape. 513 Bass Road. And so a little bit of information about Truth or Consequences. So it used to not be called that. It used to be called Hot Springs. And Hot Springs, on April Fool's Day, 1950, its name was changed to appease this radio talk show host that basically bet. It was, I don't know, I couldn't find the radio broadcast, but he bet a small town, that they wouldn't change their name to something crazy. And this town went along with it for whatever reason. Dude, I would fire the mayor.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too pleased if I was.
I mean, holy shit.
I feel like
man.
that would really impact property values. I'm just going to say.
Yeah, so this is actually where we're going. This is the trailer that was owned by David Ray right here. This is 513. You see it.
His name's on the thing.
Yeah, so it's the first thing you see. Cindy Vigil, 22 years old. She escapes on March 22nd, 1999. So she was only there for 3 days and 3 nights, which seems like a lot, but it's not compared to what the other victims have been through. Most of the victims stayed there for months, 1 to 3 months at least, and basically until David got tired of them, until you'll hear what he says, but until they're kind of worn out and he wants fresh pussy. I mean, I'm just kind of quoting like everything he says. But so then he'll let them go, which is crazy. Most of them. She stayed there 3 days and 3 nights. On March 22nd, 1999, she escapes this little trailer. She is completely naked, besides a dog collar that's chained to her neck. She was in this little torture room, and I'll show you the picture here in a second, but David had left, and Cindy Hendy was watching the captive, who she was chained up. This lady, Cindy Vigil, was chained up, and Cindy Hendy, sorry, I'm getting these names confused. Cindy Hendy leaves the room. I don't know why she leaves the room, but maybe to, go to the fridge or something. At that time, Cindy Vigil grabs the key that was on the little coffee table, and literally like a movie, like you see this in movies, she unlocks her shackles. Just as she clicks it, is a big ass padlock that she was chained up head to toe, chained up, but he only had one padlock. Cindy Hendy leaves, and then you hear that click of that giant padlock, click, and then she's free, or not free, but the padlock pops open. Right at that moment, Cindy Hendy walks into the room and sees her, jumps on her, starts grabbing her hair immediately. And now they're in a fight to the death. This is exactly what you would see in a movie. How she describes it to the courts is exactly what you would see in a Hollywood movie. The whole fight scene, getting the key, getting out of the shackles.
Jeez.
They're fighting to the death at this point. Cindy Hendy, and I'm going to show you her in a second. She picks up a vase, and I'm picturing this big green vase that has these flowers in it. She dumps the flowers out, and then she smashes it on the victim's head, Cindy Vigil. But it doesn't knock her out. But it does knock her to the floor. She gets knocked to the floor. Now she's free, but she needs to stay alert, even though she's battling off these drugs, because they've been drugging her too. So she is coming out of that. She just got hit in the head, and the vase is shattered everywhere. She's now on the ground. Cindy Hendy is trying to get the padlock back up so she can reshackle her. The victim, Cindy Vigil, looks over to her left, and there sitting on the floor is an ice pick of all things, a fucking ice pick. And that ice pick saved her. She grabs it, and she gets one good shot when she gets up, right to the back of her neck.
Wow.
She stabs Cindy Hindi, the captive, right in the back of the neck, and she fucking bolts out the window. And she is running full speed. And if you read her testimony, she'll talk about she is butt naked. She is badly beaten. There's blood everywhere, like all over her. She's chained up. She's running through this hot desert area. At least 2 cars, and one of them actually goes to court and testifies what she saw, didn't stop. They actually kind of swerved around her. Well, I mean, you got to think. I mean, you got this naked woman, and there's a lot of, I don't want to be mean here, but there's a lot of drugs around this part too. Truth and Consequences. You would probably think she is some kind of addict that is coming out of something, and she's just butt naked and running.
Yeah. It's hard to say what you would do in that situation. Like, I don't know if I would have stopped. I don't know.
2 people didn't stop. She runs into this mobile home, and there's this old couple. It was one of the nicer mobile homes in the area, so she got real lucky that she ran into that. But she immediately double locks the door, call the police immediately, and the police are dispatched. And this is, if you want to read this, this is from the Carlsbad Current, April 2nd, 1999. This is what she says.
I'm alive. I'm alive. Yes, I'm alive, she told sheriff's deputies responding to neighbors' calls. I broke free. I broke free. Her wrists looked like hamburger meat. She had beautiful, long brown hair, and it was all matted with blood. She was dirty all over, and it looked like she had pooped her pants. Her poor little boobs were black and blue, and there were bruises all over her arms and legs.
Poor thing.
Before we go any further, I need to preface the book. So Nicole's going to be reading from a book tonight called Slow Death by James Fielder. The sickest serial slayer to stalk the Southwest. It's a lot of S's he put in there.
Yeah.
So there's 2...
Long title.
Alliteration.
Yeah, there's 2 books, and I actually had kind of a... It actually took me a while to choose, which I actually did pretty good research on which one to choose. But there's 2 big books on this case, both by pretty big authors, so it's kind of hard to choose. But I'm glad I chose this one because this one seems like more... It's definitely got higher reviews, and it seems more in-depth, researched, I guess. But Slow Death by Jim Fielder, and I'll link that on talkmore.com. So that's what you're going to be reading from.
So was Cindy one of the captors, was she killed by that ice pick to the neck?
No, she wasn't. But the victim here, she runs in this trailer. They call 911 immediately, and that is where David is picked up in their RV. They have this big RV that they drive around. They were actually picked up only 2 blocks away from where Cindy Vigil ended up. They were out looking for her. They were trying to get their captive back. That is when the police stopped them, because there's not a lot of traffic here.
Right.
You know, this is kind of a small town, and there's not a lot of traffic. So a police officer is going to stop pretty much anyone around this scene, and they stopped the
killer couple.
Yeah, the RV. And that's when they arrested him. But the fact that he was only 2 blocks away from where she ended up is, you know.
Yeah.
So, how they initially caught her is this. Cindy Vigil was a prostitute. She was walking on Central Avenue, which is Highway 66. A local pimp that she knew introduced her to this couple, David Ray.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not like she was just abducted. She was introduced.
Most of the women...
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like
I wouldn't have
it's
expected
almost
that.
like early form of human trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, she was no. The pimp didn't know that this was going to happen.
Oh.
No.
Well, but even still, like, it was someone they knew. The girl's missing. They didn't put two and two together.
It's a pimp. It's not like they're best friends. He's trying to make money. He doesn't give a fuck about her.
No, I know.
Exactly.
But I'm just,
But he definitely didn't. He probably. I mean, definitely didn't know this was going to happen. I'd imagine. I mean,
Well, you would hope he didn't know.
especially if she's.
I don't know. He's a pimp. He's not a great person, clearly. So
I know, but she's about to be locked up for months, and maybe.
Right.
I mean, at the time she was 22. Maybe she was a good earner for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, she gets into the RV. This is before the whole escape. She gets into the RV. And then David actually pulls out a small police badge, which was fake, obviously, said she was under arrest. At that point, Cindy Hendy walks out of the bathroom. They strip her down naked. They handcuff her, metal collar around her neck, shackles on feet. And then they immediately put a leather mask on her face with a zipper for a mouth.
Oh.
It's like one of those zip kind of shit. Like on Bob's Burgers, remember?
yeah.
Almost like
Bob's Burgers.
almost like the leather man from AHS, but that one didn't have a zipper.
So, Jen, I know you're tired, so let's let's have you read some things.
Oh.
Let's have you read some things. Jen's gonna read to stay awake. Shit.
When we got to his house, I didn't know where I was. They took me inside and chained me to a bed. They forced me to have sex with them, and then David poured hot gravy on my belly and had a dog, a German Shepherd, come in from outside and lick it off. Oh, no.
Oh.
They immediately take her, and I'm going to tell you the whole operation because there's a whole system they go through, including the welcome message, which, we're getting to. Hold on. I know you guys want it. They immediately take her, they strap her up, and they have these bondage things that wrap around your breast. And everything's pretty much handmade by David. And they have like this nylon cord. And David talks about at the very end, the nipple is super glued. So you have this breast cup that's kind of open. And then he super glues the nipple. And the breast cup is basically like a leather circle that's open.
Right.
And that's just to like isolate each breast. And then you super glue a nylon cord to the nipple. And then you force the nipple up with a pulley system and it stretches. And he talks about how the breasts are really elastic. It stretches out. The breasts do.
And the nipples are so sensitive.
It's just... And
it's like that Mentos commercial from the 90s. Have you ever seen that?
Where they stretch out a woman's breast?
No, the guy has Mentos gum. He chews Mentos gum and his nipples, like, they point out.
I do know it. Like, with it being icy cold. They're talking about it, like, how it's...
Maybe. I don't know. When I tried to wiggle free, it pulled my breasts out away from my body. I have small breasts, and one time they looked like they had been pulled out at least a foot away from my chest. It hurt so bad, I was screaming. Oh, this is sad.
Oh, my tatas.
This is a quote from the book. They were stretched, quote, upwards like two slender cones, end quote. So he would put a few drops of super glue to bond it, long nylon cords to pull each nipple. Okay, next comes the dildos. Tell me what you think of this. Jesus fuck, look at that big ass boy.
That's not like how?
That's gotta be like the thickness of a Coke can. What do you think?
I don't like that. And like, what are those things at the bottom? Are they like electrodes?
Oh my gosh. Like, okay, thinking about how long that looks, like, that's like going up to your freaking internal, like, that's going way up there. I know your cervix, like, is
as David
long,
that's a good point, as David says, and you're going to read his welcome message. He doesn't stretch out a woman further than she would be stretched out naturally in giving birth.
So that's like
well,
the
what
size
the fuck?
of
That's pushing a baby out your hoo-ha. That's totally, like,
I know,
are you kidding me?
but
so that's
all
like the thickness of a human head.
No,
What?
I don't think. No,
head?
it's not that. Not
Like
as thick.
like a baby head.
Well, yeah. I'll show you bigger dildos than
But
this.
if that's his barometer, then that's
This is a starter.
bad. Yeah.
Starter
This
edition.
is a starter kit.
Starter kitchen. Starter
Oh my god! If that's his barometer, then there's a lot bigger than that can go up there.
I don't
in his viewing.
That.
All right. With this story, you got to remember he's making these tapes.
I get
They
ya.
don't want to see a woman destroyed. They want to see her tortured. They don't want to see a woman completely fucking split open. And
I don't know what the fuck they want to see, honestly.
They want to see the pain and the torture.
I mean, they're torturing people to death.
Not always.
Well, the cattle prod did.
And most of the time, it is, unintentional. We're going to get you're jumping way ahead. Okay. All right. Jumping way ahead. She was only there for 3 days and 3 nights. Isn't that like Jesus? Wasn't he? Something 3 days and 3
This
nights?
is definitely different than Jesus.
Didn't Jesus do something for 3 days? And 3
Yeah, he was dead for 3
And then he
days.
rose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's Easter.
She
no
was on-
correlation whatsoever.
She was only there for 3 days and 3 nights, so she didn't get the full experience. Thank God.
Thank
But
God.
it still was horrible. But we're gonna go through a lot worse than what she went through. She says every evening they quote put huge dildos in my body, end quote. They're just trying to see how much she can take at this point, kind of seeing what she can do. You know what I'm saying? Do you like this?
I do not. I mean, I like the storytelling aspect. Like you're a very good narrator, but this is a very sad story.
Oh yeah, it's very sad. That's why I want to get you like kind of in it tonight, because the next episode, dude, we're gonna talk about some fucking horrible shit. I'm basically gonna explain a lot of the fucking videos.
Good point, Megan.
Exactly. The difference is when you have a baby, you're naturally dilated to make room for the head. So this is terrible.
I didn't know that. I know, honestly, I doubt the guy knew. I mean, yeah, he's a fucking terrible person, but that is what he said. You'll see him say that. He actually
trying
says
to
that.
cause pain. Yeah.
I know, but yeah. But he's not trying, as you'll see, a lot of the victims were let go. He wasn't actually trying to kill a lot of them. It's weird. It's weird. I'm telling you. It's just let's get this story here. If you want to read this.
She said Ray placed dildos into her vagina and rectum simultaneously while Hendy watched on. She described receiving shock therapy in which Ray attached electrical connections to her breasts, which would send electrical shocks through her body. Both times, Hendy would wave a small revolver, threatening to shoot her if she tried to escape.
Okay, so this is Cindy right here. Cindy Hendy.
Wow.
If she's, what do you want to describe her?
Blonde.
Yeah, thanks, Jen.
Blonde, she's got a lot of makeup. She's got a black choker on.
Yeah.
Bangs. It kind of looks like there's a lot of volume in that hair. You know what I mean?
This is David.
Ew.
He's old. He's been doing this for 40 years when he was caught. So he is, I think he was
creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I know that he's a creep for what he does anyway, but like he looks creepy. Like sometimes people that are creepy don't look creepy, and that makes it harder to catch them. But
Like
he
me?
looks creepy. No, you don't look
No,
creepy.
I look creepy. Oh, I don't look creepy?
No.
Okay, but I am.
No.
Right. He reminds me of someone. I'm trying to place it. It'll take me a minute.
He looks like an older Bryan Cranston, but more creepy.
Yeah, he's got like a handlebar mustache.
This is what David says, and we're going to get into the MO and stuff like that. So don't ask me about all that right now. Okay, but this is what he says about what you were talking about. And I didn't know the dilation thing. That's a really good point Megan brought up about the dilation thing. Mm-hmm. Megan on live chat. Anyway, he says, quote, "It never ceases to amaze me how barbaric some people can be." Now, this is the guy saying this. Our customers want to see you getting hurt. We use some gigantic dildos to create some special effects. We pull the skin around your vagina back and then thrust in a dildo 4 to 6 inches wide at the base. On the viewing screen, it looks pretty terrible, end quote. So David is actually trying to make himself, I can't imagine how some people do it. I mean, it's terrible what they do. We just want to.
And it's in effect 4 to 6 inches wide.
Yeah.
Not nothing.
That was the size of my brie last night.
Yeah, no way. No way, Jose.
Now, I'm going to show you kind of a little bit in the den right quick. Now, we're going to go over this next episode, but this is kind of what another viewpoint of it. So you see a bunch of drawings and sexual positions. This woman's giving a blowjob. You can definitely tell.
I can't actually tell what's going on there.
So this is the wall they found a bunch of women getting tortured. And there was actually a handwritten note on this board that said, quote, "New table for church rituals," end quote. So he was writing a list of what he needed. Below that, he had a sign of a drawing of a how to hog tie a woman.
Oh.
So he was doing making lists, and I think he was going to make an educational course about it. I don't know.
So we're gonna get into next episode the whole like Satan thing.
Yeah, I'm
and
just
whether-
kind of getting you.
I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Yeah, I know. We're about to
table
wrap
it.
it up with your welcome message, but
Oh, boy.
I want to kind of brief over this real quick. This is we're going to talk about the audio tapes. There's a lot of them. Now, the audio tapes aren't of people. Well, they are of people getting tortured, but they're more.
Is that a cutout for someone's head to be in that box?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a bad magic trick.
Yeah.
Well, so he'll talk about how a lot of the girls are screamers, and he would tell them, we're out in the desert, no one can hear you, but it pisses me off because, you're screaming in my ear. So sometimes if the duct tape doesn't work, I got to find other creative ways to keep you to shut up type of thing. Anyway, this is a brief of the MO to preface what you're about to read and what everyone wants you to read. They would kidnap someone. They would usually be skinny, big-breasted, kind of tight bodies. I mean, they all kind of follow that same thing. And they would kidnap them, bring them back, and then keep them for months. However, they get initiated into this torture before they even do. And they listen to this audio tape. It's called a welcome message. Okay. And they're not actually available in public in audio form, but we do have the complete transcript of them. Now, Cindy Hendy later said that he, quote, made special audio tapes to play for the victims as an introduction to what he was going to do to them, end quote. I also saw it called in the book, the "This is what's going to happen to you" tape. That's the perfect perfect synopsis for it. So right now, we're going to read the welcome message.
Now, is it him reading this welcome message?
Yeah, so he puts on the audio tape. That's a good question. You go into this dungeon. You're a woman. You just been drugged. You wake up in this dungeon. You got a dog collar on you. You're chained up. You may be in a box. There may be another girl in there with you. You don't know what's going on. You're butt naked. It's, you're down here. It's kind of cold down in this dungeon. There's no lights on. You hear people getting tortured. In the tape, you can actually, they'll put the italicized where it says, woman screaming in background.
Oh.
And then there's some places where it's like David actually stops the recording or walks out of the room and tells other people to keep it down so he's recording.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
means there's more than one people going in on these torture things. But so
More than just the two here.
yeah, so you're scared, you're screaming, which to him is annoying. So immediately he plays these tapes to tell you what's going to happen to you, to explain everything. And I'm going to have you read it right now. So this is what you guys all wanted Nicole to read this, so we'll let her do it.
I have a lot of questions, and I'm sure we're going to go through all of it in our next part.
All right. this is kind of long, the welcome message, but you're going to read the whole thing. Okay. In its entirety. But when she's reading this, you guys just imagine yourself in this dungeon. You haven't been raped yet. You've been stripped naked. You haven't been tortured, put dildos in. There's no cattle prods, nothing. You're just naked and you're chained up and it's dirty and you're screaming. You don't know what the fuck to do. So the whole time you're reading this is what's being said to you.
All right, guys, we're going to stop it here. The welcome message is so long, we're going to make it an episode all on its own. Told you this was just a teaser. Good night, you lovely, lovely people.